Welcome to the 13th year of the Pandavas' exile, a critical chapter in their journey. This period is known as the Vairata Parva, where the Pandavas must live in disguise to avoid being discovered by their enemies. If discovered, they must return to exile for another 12 years. Let's explore how they adapt to life in King Virata's kingdom while hiding their true identities. To remain hidden, each Pandava assumes a new identity and role within King Virata's court. They aim to blend into everyday life while contributing their skills in ways that do not reveal their heroic past. The eldest Pandava, Yudhishthira, becomes Kanka, a skilled dice player. He joins the king's assembly as a trusted advisor and entertainer, concealing his noble demeanor under a humble appearance. Bhima, known for his strength, takes on the role of Ballava, a cook in the royal kitchen. His strength and skill in wrestling earn him admiration, but he maintains his cover as a simple servant. Arjuna assumes the role of Brahannada, a eunuch who teaches dance and music to the women of the palace. Despite his remarkable skill, he carefully hides his warrior identity. Nakul and Sadev work in roles suited to their knowledge of animals. Nakul becomes Granthika, tending to the royal stables, while Sadev becomes Tantipala, taking care of the cattle. Draupadi becomes Sairandri, serving as a hairdresser to Queen Sudeshna. She presents herself as a humble maid, despite being a queen in her own right. Over the months, the Pandavas adjust to their new lives. Each contributes in unique ways to the kingdom, gaining trust and admiration while staying vigilant. Yudhishthira impresses the king with his gambling skills, becoming a favorite in the assembly. His presence ensures the Pandavas remain informed about court matters. Bhima, through his cooking and wrestling, gains a reputation for his unmatched strength. He carefully balances his tasks to avoid suspicion. Arjuna's lessons in dance and music bring joy to the palace, and he builds bonds with the woman under his guidance. Nakul and Sadev, with their expertise in animal care, ensure the kingdom's horses and cattle thrive. Their dedication earns them favor in their respective roles. Draupadi faces challenges in her role as Sairandri, especially from Kichaka, the powerful and arrogant general of the kingdom. Her resolve and dignity shine despite his advances. Living in disguise is not without its risk. Kichaka, the general, becomes infatuated with Draupadi. His behavior creates tension and poses a threat to their secrecy. The Pandavas must navigate these challenges while ensuring their true identities remain hidden. The Pandavas successfully integrate into King Virata's kingdom, using their intelligence and resilience to stay undetected. Their journey through the 13th year of exile highlights their adaptability and unity. However, greater challenges lie ahead as they face Kichaka's harassment and the eventual battle with the Kurus. Welcome to Kichaka Vada Parva, a critical chapter in the Mahabharata. During the Pandavas' 13th year of exile, they lived in disguise in King Virata's court. Draupadi, under the name Sairandri, served as Queen Sudeshna's hairdresser. However, Kichak, the general of Virata's army, became infatuated with her, leading to a series of events that changed their time in Virata's kingdom. Kichak was a powerful general, feared and respected in the kingdom. When he saw Draupadi, he became captivated by her beauty and began to pursue her. His advances were persistent and increasingly aggressive. Draupadi warned Kichak several times. She told him that her Gandharva husbands would punish anyone who harmed her. But Kichak did not listen. He used his position to intimidate her and continued his harassment. One day, Kichak assaulted Draupadi in public. Humiliated and enraged, Draupadi went to King Virata's court to demand justice. However, the king hesitated to act against Kichak, who was essential to the kingdom's military strength. Denied justice in the court, Draupadi sought help from Bhima, who worked as Ballava, the royal cook. Bhima was furious. He listened to Draupadi's story and promised her that Kichak would not live to see another day. He assured her that he would protect her and ensure justice without revealing their identities. To carry out their plan, Draupadi agreed to lure Kichak into a trap. She told him to meet her in the dance hall at night. Bhima hid inside, waiting for Kichak to arrive. That night, Kichaka arrived at the dance hall, eager to meet Draupadi. As he approached what he believed was her, Bhima revealed himself. A fierce fight began. Kichak was known for his strength, but he was no match for Bhima. Bhima's anger and power overwhelmed him. In a brutal fight, Bhima crushed Kichak's body, ensuring he would never harm anyone again. Kichak's death was a moment of justice for Draupadi and a demonstration of the Pandavas' strength and loyalty to each other. Despite living in disguise, they showed their ability to protect their loved ones. This event also weakened the kingdom of Virata, setting the stage for future challenges the Pandavas would face. Their unity and resilience shone through, even in the face of such adversity. In the 13th year of Pandava's exile, a critical chapter unfolds in the Mahabharata, the Grahana Parva. This story takes us to Virata's kingdom, where courage and strategy meet injustice and greed. The Pandavas, disguised and hidden, must confront not one but two invasions. Through battles and revelations, the Pandavas reaffirm their commitment to justice and loyalty, setting the stage for the monumental events to come. The first threat to Virata's kingdom emerges from the Trigartas, led by King Susharma. Seeing an opportunity in the kingdom's recent turmoil, Susharma mounts an assault to capture Virata's cattle and plunder his wealth. The Trigarta army, well prepared and ruthless, overwhelms Virata's forces. Amid the chaos, Virata is captured, leaving his troops demoralized and helpless. The news of the invasion reaches the Pandavas, who are still in disguise within Virata's court. Yudhishthira, disguised as Kanka, assesses the situation and urges Bhima, who is disguised as Ballava, to intervene. Bhima, ever eager to fight injustice, steps forward with unmatched resolve. Leading the charge, Bhima confronts the Trigarta army. His strength and determination overpower the enemy forces. He frees Virata from captivity, restoring hope to the kingdom. The Pandavas work together to recover the stolen cattle, displaying their unwavering loyalty to their host. The victory not only secures Virata's kingdom, but also reaffirms the Pandavas' readiness to protect those who have supported them. While Virata's kingdom celebrates their victory over the Trigartas, another more dangerous threat emerges. The Kauravas, led by Duryodhana, Bhishma, Drona and Karna, set their sights on Virata's wealth. They plot to raid the kingdom's cattle and humiliate the Pandavas, who they suspect may be hiding there. With a massive army, the Kauravas launch their invasion. The sheer size and forces of their assault devastates the kingdom's defenses, and 60,000 cattle are taken. Panic spreads across Virata's court as messengers report the Kauravas' action. Virata's son, Prince Uttar, vows to confront the invaders and recover the stolen cattle. However, being inexperienced in battle, Uttar needs a charioteer to guide him. Draupadi, disguised as Sairandri, subtly suggests Brihannada, Arjuna in disguise, as the perfect charioteer. Uttar, unaware of Brihannada's true identity, reluctantly agrees. He approaches Arjuna with his request, setting the stage for a pivotal moment in the story. Arjuna, still disguised as Brihannada, agrees to accompany Uttar, recognizing the importance of protecting Virata's kingdom. As they approach the battlefield, the sight of the Kaurava army overwhelms Uttara. He is filled with fear, doubting his ability to face such formidable opponents. Seeing Uttara's fear, Arjun reassures him with calm words. He reveals his true identity as one of the Pandavas and promises to protect him and the kingdom. Uttar, though initially shocked, gains confidence from Arjuna's unwavering resolve. Together, they reach the Shami tree, where the Pandavas' weapons have been hidden throughout their exile. With reverence, Arjuna retrieves the divine Gandiva bow and his skewers, symbols of his unparalleled skills as a warrior. The moment is transformative, not only for Uttar, who now sees Arjuna's true strength, but also for the narrative as the Pandavas begin to reclaim their identities and their place in the world. Arjuna, armed with the Gandiva and his celestial weapons, prepares to face the Kaurava army. The battlefield becomes a stage for his extraordinary skill and courage. As the Kaurava warriors notice Arjuna, they recognize the challenge ahead. Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and Ashwatthama prepare to confront him. But Arjuna's resolve remains unshaken. The battle begins, and Arjuna demonstrates his mastery of warfare. His duel with Karna is fierce and intense, with both warriors displaying their prowess. Arjuna's skill, however, proves superior as he destroys Karna's chariot and forces him to retreat. Bhishma and Drona engage Arjuna next, but even they are unable to match his precision and strength. Arjuna employs divine weapons to subdue the Kaurava forces. He avoids unnecessary bloodshed, focusing on incapacitating the army and recovering the stolen cattle. His actions reflect his adherence to Dharma even in the heat of battle. The Kauravas, despite their strength and numbers, are humbled by Arjuna's unmatched abilities. With the Kaurava forces defeated, Arjuna secures the return of Virata's cattle. His victory is not just a triumph of strength, but also a demonstration of justice and righteousness. The Kauravas retreat, their pride wounded, while Arjuna and Uttara make their way back to Virata's city. The return is marked by celebration and relief. Arjuna, now revealed as a Pandava, is hailed as a hero. Uttara, inspired by Arjuna's bravery, gains newfound confidence. The Pandavas' victory over the Kauravas signals the end of their exile and their readiness to reclaim their rightful place in the world. The Gograhana Parva is more than a tale of battle. It is a story of loyalty, resilience, and justice. Through their actions, the Pandavas prove their commitment to Dharma and their ability to rise above adversity. This chapter sets the stage for the greater battles to come, where the values of truth and righteousness will be tested on an epic scale. This timeless story reminds us of the enduring power of courage, wisdom, and the pursuit of justice. As the Pandavas prepare for their ultimate confrontation with the Kauravas, the lessons of this Parva resonate, guiding us toward the principles that define true strength and honor. After completing their 13th year of exile, the Pandavas reveal their identities in King Virata's court. To honor their heroism, King Virata offers his daughter Uttara in marriage to Arjuna. This proposal marks the beginning of an important alliance and a joyful union in the midst of challenging times. Arjuna respectfully declines the proposal. He explains that during their time in disguise, he served as Uttara's dance teacher and guide. For him, Uttara is like a daughter, and accepting the proposal will not feel appropriate. Instead, Arjuna suggests his son Abhimanyu as a suitable match for Uttara. He praises Abhimanyu's character, courage, and lineage. Abhimanyu, the son of Arjuna and Subhadra, is supported by Krishna, who is also his maternal uncle. King Virata is pleased with Arjuna's suggestion. He agrees to the proposal, seeing the marriage as a bond that will unite the Matsyas and the Pandavas. Krishna plays a central role in supporting the alliance. As Abhimanyu's uncle, he ensures that the marriage is celebrated with honor and joy. Preparations for the wedding begin, involving both families. The union symbolizes the mutual respect and trust between the two powerful lineages. The wedding of Abhimanyu and Uttara is a grand event. It reflects the cultural traditions and values of the time. The ceremony is attended by the Pandavas, Krishna, King Virata's family, and many dignitaries. It is a moment of joy and celebration for everyone involved. Abhimanyu, known for his bravery and humility, wins the hearts of the Matsyas. Uttara, admired for her grace and intelligence, is welcomed into Arjuna's family with love and respect. The marriage of Abhimanyu and Uttara is more than a union of two individuals. It strengthens the alliance between the Pandavas and the Matsyas, a critical factor in the battles to come. This joyous event offers a brief moment of peace and celebration before the tensions of the Kurukshetra war take center stage. Welcome to the Udyoga Parva, where the seeds of the epic Kurukshetra war are sown. This chapter captures the critical moment in the Mahabharata where diplomacy, alliances, and emotional struggles set the stage for an inevitable clash. After enduring 13 years of exile, the Pandavas now demand the return of their rightful kingdom. This is a story of negotiations infused with justice, pride, and human emotions that ultimately leads to war. The story begins in Drupada's court, where the Pandavas and their allies have gathered to decide their next steps. The mood is tense but hopeful. King Drupada, a seasoned strategist and ally of the Pandavas, proposes a peaceful solution. The room is filled with kings and warriors, each adorned in vibrant garments, their faces reflecting both concern and resolve. Drupada's priest, a man of wisdom and eloquence, is chosen to act as the messenger. His mission is clear: to approach Dhritarashtra's court and advocate for a peaceful resolution by requesting the return of half of the kingdom to Yudhishthira. Krishna, a guiding force for the Pandavas, stands to address the assembly. His voice, calm yet commanding, fills the hall. He reminds everyone of the trials the Pandavas have endured, the deceitful game of dice, their years in the forest, and their unwavering adherence to their vows. Dharma must prevail, Krishna declares, urging the leaders to consider a resolution that avoids bloodshed. His words inspire hope, but the tension remains. The shadow of conflict looms large over the gathering. Meanwhile, in a different part of the land, two figures are making their way to Krishna. Both Duryodhana and Arjuna have come to seek his support for the impending war. Krishna, resting in his palace, receives them with equal respect. However, as fate would have it, Arjuna is the first to catch Krishna's eye upon his awakening. Duryodhana, proud and impatient, claims his right to ask first, reminding Krishna of his long-standing friendship. Krishna offers them a choice. On one side, he offers his vast army of skilled warriors. On the other, he offers himself, unarmed and vowing not to fight in the war. Arjuna, without hesitation, chooses Krishna, valuing his wisdom and presence above all. Duryodhana, unable to hide his delight, gladly accepts Krishna's formidable army, confident that it will bring him victory. This moment, though simple in its form, symbolizes the deeper values each side holds. Arjuna's reliance on dharma and wisdom, and Duryodhana's dependence on sheer strength and numbers. As the Pandavas and the Kauravas prepare for war, alliances are forged and armies gathered. The Pandavas assemble 7 Akshahonis of soldiers, drawing support from loyal allies like Drupada, King Virata, and Krishna. The Kauravas, meanwhile, summon 11 Akshahonis, a massive force led by stalwarts like Bhishma, Drona, and Karna. Duryodhana, ever the shrewd strategist, pursued Shalya, the king of Madra, to join his side. However, Shalya, bound by a promise to Yudhishthira, secretly vows to undermine Karna when the time comes. The land is alive with the sound of preparation, armies marching, weapons being forged, and war cries echoing across the plains. In the midst of their preparations, Drupada's priest reaches Dhritarashtra's court. He stands before the assembled leaders of the Kauravas, his presence a reminder of the Pandavas' restraint. With calm conviction, he reminds Dhritarashtra and his advisors of the Pandavas' rights. He recounts their suffering, the injustices they endured, and their unwavering commitment to Dharma. Bhishma, the elder statesman, supports the priest's plea, acknowledging the strength and righteousness of the Pandavas. Drona, too, warns against underestimating the Pandavas, but Duryodhana, blinded by arrogance and pride, dismisses the proposal. His refusal is a declaration that peace is no longer an option. Back in the Pandavas' camp, news of Duryodhana's decision reaches the gathered leaders. Krishna, ever the voice of wisdom, consoles Yudhishthira. You have done your duty, he says. The path of dharma is never easy, but it must be walked. The Pandavas, though disheartened, steel themselves for what lies ahead. They know that the battle will test their strength, resolve, and values. The Udyoga Parva closes with both sides poised for war. The Pandavas, guided by dharma, prepare to fight for justice and honor. The Kauravas, driven by greed and ambition, ready themselves for a battle they believe will secure their dominance. As the armies gather, the earth trembles under the weight of impending conflict. The Kurukshetra war will be more than a clash of weapons. It will be a test of principles, relationships, and the very fabric of Dharma. The stage is set, and the story of the Mahabharata moves closer to its defining moment.